Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take for Thursday night, November the 13th. Thanks for waiting for me. New camera tonight. Substitute camera tonight. My camera is here, but my connecting cable isn't. The boys use it to live stream a funeral earlier in the day, and they are live streaming another funeral tomorrow. So they just have all my equipment, which included not my camera, like I said, but my connecting cord. So thankfully, I had two of these webcams. This one will have to do. It's not as sharp. I can see, like, it's just kind of, my face looks a little bit more just kind of all yellow, but that's okay. We will make it work for one night. I'm sure we can make it. We can figure it all out. And that's why I had to start 5 minutes late, because when I was setting up, I realized I didn't have my proper equipment. So thank you for waiting, and hopefully we will make it work. Sounds more important than how I look anyways. You guys already know I'm good looking, right? Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me, know how much I always appreciate you and how much I never, ever take you for granted. This is how you get involved tonight. Subscribe to the channel. Get active in the chat section. Get notified of my videos. You can like the video, like the fact that we're together, like the fact that the Canucks didn't lose today, mostly because they didn't play today, like the fact that, going old school webcam, and like the fact that we continue to build a wonderful Canucks community here on YouTube. You can leave a donation and get the donation train. Yeah, it's too orange, right? Okay, hold on a sec. I can't change the webcam itself. Maybe I can change. If I turn this down a bit. Okay, I've turned that down. And I've turned this down. Is that better? We'll see. We'll see when I go full screen. You leave a donation. Maybe I can invest in a new cable or a backup cable so this doesn't happen ever again and Pastor Dan doesn't get traumatized. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. Okay, that's a little better. Still not great, but I think it is a little bit better. All right, friends, tonight, this is what I was thinking. I want to talk just for about 10 to 15 minutes, just set the stage, just to a realistic setting of the stage of where the Canucks are at right now, vis-a-vis their expectations and the rest of the league. Give a couple thoughts that I started to articulate last night. And then we had an open house last night, right? It was members open house. It was great. We had Jessica on for the first time, which is pretty cool. We had Brian Blingy Choi join us all the way from Hong Kong, which is cool. And a lot of other people as well. So, hey, speaking of the angel, Jessica is here. Thank you, Jessica. I know it's too yellow, but there's nothing I can do about it because this is unless actually, let me try one thing. Visual effect. I have a green, enhanced skin appearance. What does this do? Oh, that makes me look even more cartoonish, right? Is that better or worse? What if I do this? I can't tell what it's doing. No, I don't need any enhancement. I'm naturally good looking. Hey, Jake? Is that Sean? Who's there? No one's talking to me. He just went upstairs without saying anything. Jacob? Sean? Yeah. Oh, it's Jake. Never mind. Jake doesn't have my cable. Sean has my cable. We're going to make it work. You're just going to have to look at I'm naturally yellow anyways. I'm Asian, but you're going to have to look at even a more yellow version of me. So I want to just set the stage. Then I want to turn it over to you for the second half of the show and really get your honest feedback as to where the Canucks are right now. Okay. This is what we're going to do. I want to start off just by sharing the scores from tonight first because, a lot of games tonight, a lot of high scores actually. So this is what happened around the league tonight. The Kings beat the Maple Leafs. So if you like, I think some of you guys like it when the Leafs lose, but I don't like it when it's because a Pacific team wins. So Leafs win. Sorry, Kings beat the Leafs. Stars shut out the Canadiens 7-0. That's crazy. Ottawa beats Boston. Then we have the Ducks lose, which is good for us. The Panthers double up on the Capitals. I think Marchand had his 1,000th point. Oilers lost to the Blue Jackets. Always love to see that. Avalanche are still amazing. Flames beat the Sharks, which I guess technically this is a better result for us. At least it wasn't a three-pointer. And then the Golden Knights. This was a very fun overtime, actually. The Golden Knights lose to the Islanders in overtime. And the Kraken beat the Jets, which is not good for us. So, Pacific Division, we had LA and Seattle and Calgary getting 2 points. We had Vegas getting 1 point. And then we had San Jose, Edmonton, and Anaheim not getting any points. So 3 got 2 points, 1 got 1 point, and 3 got no points. So exactly 50-50-50 or whatever. And I just realized that the Canucks are the only team not to play tonight. I'll come back to this in a second because I want to get to the standings in a second. But for now, I want to show you the Canucks schedule. And this is going to be the first part of my, it's not even an argument. It's just more of, more of kind of illustrating my point. And I got into this yesterday a little bit in the members live stream. And I was saying how the next two or three weeks of the season are absolutely crucial. And I called this, what did I call the stream? Entering into the 3 most important weeks of the Canucks season. And I said in my description, it's crazy to think that just 5 weeks into the season, we are already into must-win territory. But I would dare say that we are pretty much into must-win territory already. So let's look at the schedule first. And remember, this is with the backdrop of Thatcher Demko being out, at least what Frank Saravalli reported, 2 or 3 weeks. Might be more. We will see. Canucks haven't said anything official yet. I don't think they have. And then this is with the backdrop of Quinn Hughes. Although he returned to the game on Tuesday night, he did not practice today. So hopefully he does practice tomorrow. So, yeah, just as we started to get Brock back, Quinn back, Connor Garland back, now Demko's hurt, and Quinn Hughes might be hurt again. Drew O'Connor also missed practice, so pretty crazy how it's not just one. When it rains, it pours, so to speak. So let's go under the presumption that Demko is out for these until the end of the month. And who knows if Hughes plays tomorrow. I sure hope so. But we talked about this 6-game stretch being a gauntlet for the Vancouver Canucks. Home, Colorado, and Winnipeg. And you see we have 2 losses there. We got 1 point. Then we got Carolina, Tampa, and Florida. 3 games and 4 nights. Remember, no Thatcher Demko. So do you go Kevin Lankinen for all 3? I think you put Jiri Patera right here into this. Or maybe you can put him here. But you give Patera one of these 2 games. Florida doesn't score a lot of goals, actually. They're missing Barkov and Kachuk. And then you get 2 days to get home, and then you have Dallas, and then another 2 break, then Calgary, then another 2-day break. And then you do the LA trip, which used to be really tough. Then it became really easy, and now it's probably going to be tougher again because Anaheim's good, LA's good, and San Jose's rapidly improving. So not only do the Canucks are in the midst of, I'd say, their toughest, not necessarily their toughest travel or their toughest, 3-4 or 4-6 or whatever, or 5-8, but the quality of opponent is crazy. Colorado, Winnipeg, Carolina, Tampa, Florida, and Dallas. 6 teams that you could argue should be in the hunt as playoff teams and even Stanley Cup contenders. So there's that. There's the 6 games, the toughest probably 6-game stretch for the Canucks season. Then, yes, the games are spaced out, and this Calgary game, it shouldn't be that difficult. But then you do have 3 and 4 in California. Quick travel, but it is 3 and 4. And then American Thanksgiving is right here on the 30th. And you say, okay, why? What does that matter? Why does American Thanksgiving matter? And it matters because oftentimes many fans and media people say that by American Thanksgiving, if you're not in the playoff bar, over the playoff bar, then it's unlikely you're going to make the playoffs. Now, what are the stats? Like, that's easy to say. And you say, well, there's always exceptions, right? There's St. Louis Blues of 2019, and there's other teams. But 75% of the teams that are above the playoff bar at Thanksgiving weekend, which here's the Thursday of Thanksgiving, the 27th. Thursday, the 27th is Thanksgiving Thursday. So this whole weekend up to the 30th is Thanksgiving weekend. So if they're saying 75% of the teams that are above the playoff bar make the playoffs, 75% of the teams that are above the playoff bar at Thanksgiving weekend, U.S. Thanksgiving, make the playoffs, then naturally, using easy math, that's 6 out of 8 teams in every conference. And it's not as simple as saying the top 6 teams. And remember, it's an average. So some years they might go 8 for 8. Other years it might be 4 or 5 different teams at the end of the season that get in. The point is 3 out of 4 teams that are above the playoff bar, you expect to stay there. So obviously your chances of making the playoffs are better than if you're above the playoff bar than if you're below it. That goes without saying. So there's that. So obviously the Canucks want to be above the playoff bar. So that's the part I want to show you about the scheduling right now is they're in the middle of a tough 6-game stretch. Then they have this 3 and 4, and then we are sitting at Thanksgiving weekend. Now, why is that important in terms of standings? Why is everyone saying, okay, I know why I was going to say that. Okay. So standings now. Standings. Let me just show you that. And with the standings, the Canucks are right now on the outside looking in. And remember, it doesn't mean that they can't get in above the playoff bar before Thanksgiving weekend. And it also doesn't mean that even any teams that are above the playoff bar, it doesn't mean that they're in for sure. But you look at the division, and it's still pretty tight. It's starting to spread out a little bit. Remember a few nights ago, there were 6 teams within 3 points. Well, Anaheim, LA, and Seattle have all won since then. So now, I guess you could say that there's 7 teams within 6 points. I meant to say there are 6 teams within 3 points, and now there's 7 teams. They're 6 points away. What I do like about this, though, is because the Canucks have a bit of a more spread out schedule now, teams are at least catching up on their games in hand. So we played 18. Now, actually, Calgary and Edmonton, the 2 Alberta teams, have actually played more than us, 19. Then Anaheim and Seattle played 17. LA and San Jose played 18. So the only team really with a substantial difference in games played is Vegas with 16. So it's not a perfect example, but at least thank you, Russell. I will recognize your membership gift in a second. But you look at the standings right now, and even in the Pacific, with basically equal amount of games played to everyone, basically not perfect. The Canucks are in 7th out of 8. They're only beating the sucky Calgary Flames. But with a win or 2, they would shoot right back into the middle of the pack, right? Easier said than done, given the quality of opponent. But that's where they are. And then when you look at the actual playoff picture, when you factor in the Central Division as well, not great, because you have Colorado, Dallas, and Winnipeg, the top 3 in Central. You have Anaheim, LA, and Seattle, which is crazy. There's no Vegas, Edmonton. Then you have Utah and Chicago, and then we are way down here, only 3 teams below us. Having said that, all we got to do is win a couple games, and then we are right fighting at the playoff bar. And yes, I recognize it's only 5 weeks into the season. So my point is, I'm not saying it's all doom and gloom. I'm not calling for a rebuild. Many of you might be, and that's fine. We can talk about that. But the reality is the Canucks are in a tough 6-game, 6-game run right now. The reality is they have that 3 and 4 in California right before Thanksgiving weekend. The reality is 75% of the teams that are above the playoff bar end up making the playoffs at the end of the season on average. And the reality is the Canucks right now are not one of those 8 playoff teams, although they're only 3 points out. So that's the stage I wanted to set. The reality is Thatcher Demko is not going to be with us for the rest of the month at least. The reality is that Quinn Hughes might not be 100% healthy. So I wanted to lay that all out there, and without sugarcoating it, but without doom and gloom, doomsday. just want to kind of lay out the facts for you, and then so that we are all armed with the same amount of information, different opinions, same information, and I want to be able to highlight some of that. But first, I want to recognize Russell, who gifts a membership. Thank you, Russell. So let's give some love to Russell in the chat. So thank you, Russell, for gifting membership, and it goes to Lanky. So welcome back, Lanky32, as our franchise member for at least the next month. So welcome, Lanky, and let's get some love to Russell in the chat. But my friends, we ain't done. Another one. This one's a monthly membership message from Russell.
3, 2, 1.
Russell, what kind of dog is Dobby again? So Russell's dog, everyone was talking about Dobby, Russell's dog, and he heard, so he wanted to, well, he's got good hearing, and he's really good with the mouse, I guess. So he wanted to donate a membership for all the shout-outs. Dobby is my dog. What kind of dog? So let's give some love to Dobby in the chat for sure. Let's give some love to Russell in the chat. I appreciate both of you. And yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dobby. I hope your day wasn't too rough. Thank you. That is my only dog joke that I have right now. Thank you, Dobby. He is a mini, what does it say? He is a mini Aussie Shepherd. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Then just got back into membership, and he wants to proclaim that he's been a member for 5 months. So let's do that right now with Lanky32. So thank you, Lanky32, for being a member for 5 months. I appreciate you. Let's give Lanky32 some love in the chat. And then legendary Swervin Yrvin comes through as well. Shout out to those of you who have followed me long enough to know that I could never say the word tank. It was not in my vocabulary, but I've matured now. I can say it. Doesn't mean I think that's what the Canucks could do. But if this was me 3 or 4 years ago, I would say always cheer for wins, but won't be sad if we T-word. But I can actually say it because I'm mature. Swervin Yrvin says always cheer for wins, but won't be sad if we tank. So Swervin Yrvin, $2 donation. Let's give Swervin Yrvin some love in the chat. Thanks everyone for being generous. I appreciate all of you for sure. Okay, let's do this. Let me do my Mitchell sponsor read and one announcement, and then we will get into all of your comments about just where you're at, where you think the Canucks are at, where you are at, and what and anything else you want to talk about with respect to the Vancouver Canucks. So let's start off by thanking my primary sponsor, and of course that is Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Thanks to my secondary sponsors. The first one is Gassy Jack Art, creator of the fine artwork that you see behind me. You can check them out at gassyjackart.com. Also, thanks to my secondary sponsor, Mulligan Golf Company. They're actually having a Black Friday sale on right now. I checked out some of the stuff just before the show. I want you to check it out as well and support them. Support Lucas and support Ryan there. MLGNGolf.com, golf accessories and apparel. And thanks to my supporting sponsor, Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks of your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Thanks to everyone who's purchased Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. A reminder how you can get involved in tonight's show. You can subscribe to the channel. You can like the video. You can leave a donation. You can gift a membership. You can buy your membership. You can use your monthly membership message. You can upgrade your membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. Right now on the fictional leaderboard, it's Swervin Yrvin with the lead with 775 points. Then it is Fango with 675. Gerald with 225, Simon with 175, and Canucks man, that's Rosario with 125. That is your top 5 right now. A couple of the announcements real quick is my next show is Sunday night at 11 p.m. I don't stream on Fridays and Saturdays. Not yet, at least. And I'm happy to announce, I actually forgot. I was going to make a new graphic and everything. I took a new picture for it. And then I got busy watching a movie tonight with Gail and just doing some other stuff. But I'm happy to announce that starting on Monday, November the 17th, now that my big work events are past me, I'm going to debut the Clay M Canucks commentary. And that is shout out to Yrvin for that name. Clay M, I play on AM. But that's the whole point, is I'm going to do a morning show starting on Monday, November the 17th. Not every morning. I am going to do the morning after a Canucks game day. So whether the game's at 1 p.m., 4 p.m., or 7 p.m., I am going to try this, and I'm going to start it on Monday, November the 17th. So I'll have the Tampa game to talk about on the Monday, I'll have the Florida game to talk about on the Tuesday, and then I'll have the Dallas game to talk about on the Friday. So yes, once again, this is going to debut on Monday. I'm debating the time. I think I'm going to go 7:45 to 8:15. 7:30 to 8 might be tight for me, but maybe it makes sense. I actually think Friday will have to be 7:30 to 8 because I have to be out in Surrey by 9 and I can't be late. But generally, I think I'm going to go 7:45 to 8:15. But we will see. But I'll talk about it more on Sunday night for sure when I do my show. But yes, the debut of Clay M Canucks commentary on Monday, November the 17th. So I hope you're excited for that. Actually, you don't have to be excited for it because none of you might watch it because you guys are here nighttime. But maybe, just maybe, you want even more Canuck Clay in your life, or the Monday morning or the mornings might work better for you. I'm really actually thinking about people who go to bed early, who are getting ready for school, getting ready for work, or who might be in different time zones, either in North America or overseas. At least this show then it's kind of in the middle of their day, as opposed to, well, I guess it depends where you are, right? Sweden, Europe's about 8 or 9 hours ahead, whereas Asia is 16 hours ahead. So actually, let's figure this out. A 7 o'clock show. Well, that's bad actually. An 8 a.m. show is actually midnight in Asia. So I don't know if that's good or bad. So we'll see. And we'll see what kind of viewership I get, but I'm excited to try it. And again, it'll only be right now, at least the morning after the Canucks games, if that makes sense. All right. Who's excited? I'm excited. Lanky is excited. Lanky gives some membership. So let's give some love to Lanky in the chat. Thank you, Lanky. He got gifted a franchise membership and he pays it forward, and it goes to Casey Schiffel, KCSHFL. So welcome to franchise membership, Casey, and let's give some love to Lanky in the chat. Appreciate you, Jay. Thank you for your generosity. That is awesome. All right, let's keep on going now, and we can. Rosie says we can never have too much clay. Thank you. I'm not sure if people would agree with that. Let's have this filter on in the morning for that sunshine glow. I think Yrvin asked me how the movie was. How was House of Dynamite? I liked it. I wish that I didn't. Yeah, that's the movie I watched. I wish I didn't. It wasn't spoilers, but I knew the concept of the show, which is fine. But I also knew what some people are calling a major flaw of the show. I won't spoil it here. I thought it was very entertaining. It was very fast paced, and I thought it was pretty good. Rosario said he'll listen to his commute on work. That is awesome. Thoughts on Kampf? I think he can help us with the penalty kill. Not so much 5-on-5. But if he's not going to cost anything, I say why not at this point? Truly, I say why not. Did I see one or more of the upper management let go of the Canucks miss the playoffs once again? I don't know if they'll be let go, but I don't know how long they're going to stay. Like, how much longer will Rutherford stay? He almost is hinting in the offseason already that this might be his last year. Swervin Yrvin says, if anyone wants to upgrade, it'll get us to the high five. That's right. We've had a donation. We've had, I'm just trying to pull it up right now. Yeah, we've had a donation from Swervin Yrvin. We have a membership gift, both from Nothing's Perfect and Lanky. We have a monthly membership message from Nothing's Perfect. And we have, no, we don't have, we only have 3 actually. We have, we have the, sorry, start again. We have the donation, we have the monthly membership message, and we have the membership gift. We don't have someone buying their own membership yet, and we don't have an upgrade. I think we only have 3 of 5. How'd you count 4? Maybe I'm wrong. More Clay content is always invited. Thank you, Siedits. That's very sweet of you. I think we lose to Carolina, but beat Tampa and lose to Florida. Oh, so only 1 and 2? Okay. How do I think my show is going to go next weekend? It's going to be awesome because my show is always awesome. Lanky has an 830 membership percentage. What does that mean? BC Beastly, welcome. Erwin, it wasn't you what? Wasn't it you that, unless you're talking about something else, you were the one who gave me the idea for the name, right? Unless you're talking about something else for sure. Yep. Well, I haven't started yet. You just missed the announcement, Ryan. I'm starting on Monday. I'm going to, or maybe you're saying, are you still intending to do it? Not, are you still doing it? Because I haven't started yet. Yes. Monday morning, November 17th, will be my first one at 7:45. What do you think about this trade idea? Hoglander for Sillinger. I like Sillinger, but I'm pretty loyal to Hoglander, and I think he's kind of out of sight, out of mind. I don't know the age, the age difference. Steven, tell me more about Sillinger in the chat. Obviously, I know a bit about him. I know he's young as well. I know he's not like lighting it up, but I am loyal to Hoglander, but not like loyal where I wouldn't entertain an offer for him. Canucks against Canes at home. Canes have back-to-back games. Prediction, I think 6-2 Canes or 4-3 Canucks in OT. Wow, that's a big range of predictions. That's a big swing, but we will see which one is more correct. As Thomas Mancini says, Camp only raised the floor. Thomas Mancini, the wisdom, the sage. Should have scooped Rempe when he was benched half a year ago. You mean Matt Rempe? Apparently, there's rumor Oilers want Kane back. Okay, who'd you hear that from? I'm not ready to give up on the Canucks. It's been too long watching this team. No, that's fair. That's good loyal fandom. Kane for Podkolzin. Would I do it? Yes, I would do it just simply for the change in salary cap. Yep, I would do it. Tyler's never giving up with the team. Me neither. Dino is in the house, and I'm coming up to it real quick. Gift Dono. Monthly membership message, yeah. And Lanky joined franchise again. No, Lanky was gifted a membership, Swervin Yrvin. He did not join. Yeah, he was gifted a membership by Russell today. That's I think that's where the difference is. Pretty sure. Not to get in the weeds, but yes. I like he was gifted a membership today, so that's why I'm counting 3 of the 5. How do you think the Abbotsford Canucks are going to do? They suck. They suck because they don't have any players because we have all their good players. So I think they lost. Didn't they lose like 7 or 11 straight or 7 straight, but then they won? Hey, Darren, nice to see you. And here it is, Dino with the dono.
And he got it!
So yes, Dino, I just saw it right now, but I'm always a couple minutes behind. So welcome, thank you, Dino and Mena, for your generous donation. I'm guessing you're up to 1075 on the leadership board now, the leaderboard. But thank you, Dino and Mena, for your generous donation, as always. Did I see that Kachuk Brothers have started a podcast? Wingman? Yes, I saw it, but I haven't listened to it. Is it any good? Some love for Dino, as we should. One day there'll be a Hughes cast. I like that. Abbey Center is now Rogers Forum. That's true. An agreement between Abbotsford, Vancouver, and Rogers. So Rogers Forum. We have a Rogers Arena. We have Rogers Forum. Not Rogers Place, not Rogers Center. Rogers Arena and Rogers Forum. Trade Quinn to New Jersey preemptively. I've seen some content creators already start, like Simon Nimich, they're talking about. Yeah, and it assures that you get something for Quinn. Do I think a rebuild can't be considered until Hughes' contract situation is resolved? Yes, I think that is fair. You can start it, but then you have in your mind that Hughes is as good as gone, so then you trade him, and that will definitely jumpstart the rebuild for sure. For the next 3 games, I want the Canucks to go 2-1, but I have a feeling they might go 1-2, Simon. How many points should PD get on the trip? Well, you want him a point a game, so let's say we want him to have 3 points. 4 would be amazing. What was that Marchand joke you had last season? Was it Tom Marchand? Oh gosh, how? Yeah, was it? I think someone was trying to say tomorrow, T-O-M, like that tomorrow Marchand will eat us alive, or tomorrow Marchand will, but then I read it as Tom, right? Because they abbreviate. So I'm pretty sure that's how the joke started, and then someone named themselves after it. But I'm pretty sure the poster, the viewer was trying to say tomorrow Marchand, but used Tom as the abbreviation, and I read it as Tom Marchand. I'm pretty sure that's how it started, Ryan. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 3 out of 5. Rogers Forum, nice name. Yep, I recognize it now, Dino. Thank you. How many goals do you think Besser ends up? He was on a 40-goal pace so far. Wow. I think he ends up with 32 goals, which isn't bad. Luke Hughes come the other way before. Isn't the whole point of Quinn going to New Jersey so he can play with Jack and Luke? You think Canucks will offer Camp a contract? I think Japan Forward that they'll be one of the teams in the mix. I don't know if he'll ultimately sign with us, but I also don't know if how in demand he's going to be honest with you. Kane trade to Edmonton, 50 minutes less penalty minutes. Oh, fewer penalty minutes for us. Does PD play? Edmund, I've never thought about that. I have to compare his stats. I never thought about that. The entire team plays better on the road. If Quinn was in New Jersey, Luke wouldn't be seeing PP one time. That is a good point. Okay, I'll jump to this now because now Gerald buys himself a franchise membership. I guess he fell off for a bit, but he's back and better than ever. So Gerald gets us now 4 fists to the high five. Let's give some love to Gerald. Gerald becomes a franchise member, buys himself. So yes, we are just one upgrade away. Someone could go from franchise to Hall of Fame, or someone could go from Hall of Fame to legend, and then we would trigger a high five and then a giveaway on Sunday's stream. Thank you, Gerald. Let's give Gerald some love in the chat. EP plays better. EP plays better on Xbox. Kane is more of a playoff player. Regular season is average. Kane for Rempe. EP40, Brock Besser, and Quinn Hughes for Connor McDavid. Still don't think Edmonton makes that trade, but that would be great. Hey, BC. And we would end up with Quinn Hughes light, and anyone with a 43 Hughes jersey can keep it. Rogers Field, Rogers Arena, Rogers Forum. I miss when buildings were all named after different companies. Yes. And remember when buildings weren't named after even companies. Yep. We talked about this earlier in the show. Rogers will own everything soon. Clay Rogers emo. Russell Rogers holiday. Sasson Poisson. What does that mean? Podcast was good. Talked about the Olympics, 4 Nations, injury updates. Is produced by the same company that does the New Heights podcast, Wave Media. Okay. Thank you. I'll check it out. Yes, Rogers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day to be a neighbor. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Clay Rogers emo has a good ring to it. Clay Rogers form. Clay Rogers. That should be my pseudo name on here. Clay Rogers. Sillinger's 22, two-way center left wing, drafted 12th overall. So a bit earlier than Hoglander. but 2 years later. 6'2", 202. He's got 33 points in 66 last season, a 7 in 16. Okay, so he's just under a point every 2 games, kind of where Hoglander would be at his peak. Intriguing. The fact that he plays center, if he can play center, does intrigue me a little bit, admittedly. What do you think will happen if we lose all games on this road trip? Firings finally wave the red flag and tank. You mean a white flag, I think. You mean Japan for it. And tank or keep pushing for playoffs and up in the mushy middle as always. I think if they lose all 3 games, then we'll be 4 games under 500. I could see them doing one of 2 things, either inadvisedly pushing all the chips in the middle and going for it, or it would take a lot, but an acknowledgement that this year it might be a write-off already. And that's crazy, right? I can't believe that we're talking about this on November 13th. Hey, Tyler, glad that you're here. Why do arenas use names of companies for their names rather than having a unique name? Alfred, it's all about money. Rogers pays X amount of money for the naming rights to that. It's all money. So a company will pay millions of dollars, in the hundreds of millions of dollars for the naming rights, and then a team will accept it because that's easy money for them. I hope someone offers camp 2.5 to 3, so we're priced out. That's fair. That's fair, Japan 4. Hey, Tyler, do you think the Canucks might be regretting the Demko extension with him being hurt again? 5 injuries the past 3 years. Are they regretting it? That's a strong word. I think it depends on the severity of this injury, but it was certainly surprising when they did because of his injury history for sure. Hey, Jack, long time no see. Should the bottom fall out of the Canucks season by U.S. Thanksgiving? Could we see a drastic drop in attendance? Yeah, maybe, but I think there's still enough people in the city that will still go to games. I really do. Maybe a slight drop, but I don't know if it's going to be a drastic drop. If you want to pump your morning streams, you could do your giveaway then. That is true, although I just don't know if I have the time because I want to keep those morning shows half an hour tight. And then I'm going to do, the first half is going to be what I like, what I didn't like, one other thing, kind of the old way I used to do my vlogs. And then the second half will be viewer submissions. Football pool, on one of them, I'm 6-3. The other one, I'm 3-6. Hockey pools, I'm still winning my mom's. I'm still winning my keeper league. And I think I'm 4th in my auction pool. So camp for 2C is not a 2-ish. Yeah, well, you technically don't have to give up anything because he's a free agent. Bring back GM Place. I'm on Kudo. Rogers already owns the Toronto Blue Jays. Yep. Yes, it was GM Place. And then Rogers was the year we went to the final. Pacific Coliseum. It's marketing. Companies pay huge money to have their name. There you go. There you go. You think we'd be lucky if we come back 0-3 with 3 points in the next 3? If we come back 3, okay, Rosero, I'm holding you to this. You are the parade director if the Canucks go 3-0-0. Son of Mike Sillinger. You mentioned that Rutherford could retire, but didn't he sign a multi-years? Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure about the extension, perhaps, but you can retire anytime. If he doesn't want to do it anymore, he won't. And he said a couple of things that made me think that he's not going to last that much longer. The line change talked about really, really, really bad judgment on Demko's line. Yeah, I saw Tyler posted a video about that today. Sigh, so depressing. How's your golf trip? I'll tell you about it, Irvin, because no one else has asked me about it. 0-3 is better than losing. What was your favorite stadium in Vancouver, Pacific, or do you like the? Well, I have I didn't have a huge attachment to Pacific Coliseum. I did go to games, BC Lions games at BC Place when they sold them out, like in the 80s, 60,000 people. That was something special for sure. Very hard for season ticket members to boycott games that are pretty much over half paid for. That's a good point. You don't want to feel like you wasted all your money for sure. If anything, people will go to more games if they're attacking because they support the direction of the franchise. The crap they've been doing for the last decade is frustrating everyone. That's a good point, actually. I never thought about it that way. That could you actually get more fans if you have an actual plan to rebuild? I do not play Tim Hortons Hockey Challenge. I miss your style of the old vlogs. Look forward to it on the morning show. Thank you, Sienna. If you're talking about what I liked, what I didn't like, one other thing, Yeah, I just don't have the bandwidth or the consistency to do vlogs immediately after a game because sometimes I'm not watching them live. Sometimes I'm at the game themselves. So I've kind of focused more on my live streams, as you can tell. And I do think, I always say I'm always trying to innovate, never trying to imitate for sure or duplicate. So I'm always trying to be, it's not necessarily, I don't have to be the first to try something. It's not that. It's more of, I don't want to do what other people are already doing, if that makes sense. So whether it's doing a 24-hour live stream, I was the first one to, I gotta be careful because it always sounds like I'm bragging, but no, I'm just speaking matter of factly. Whether it's 24-hour live stream, whether it's getting media, I brought on a bunch of media members during COVID, and that's how I started some relationships. And then trying this morning live stream too. So we'll see. And I've tried a lot of things. When you innovate, when you're creative, sometimes you fail, and sometimes things don't work out. So I've tried many things that didn't work out. I tried doing. Remember 2-on-1, NHL 2-on-1, where I'd spend 2 minutes on one topic, but I didn't get a lot of traction on those. I think people still see me as a Canucks vlogger as opposed to an NHL vlogger, which is fine. I also tried doing those goal breakdowns for a while, but very time consuming and very, sometimes I get bitten by the copyright police. So there's that. And so there's some things that didn't go so well as well. But then, I tried 24-hour live stream, morning streams, interviewing media members, even all of my parody songs, things like that, always trying to try new things. So we will see how this morning stream goes. But thank you for that compliment. He's a defensive player and doesn't get any points. We need players that can score. We have all you're talking about Kampf again. Shilov's trade is looking like a fleece by the Penguins with the Demko stuff. Yeah, but you can't. Yes, I hear what you're saying, Tyler, but it's very dangerous to judge a trade just on hindsight because, no, actually, that is one way to evaluate a trade, right? But I think the tricky part is that obviously they didn't know, they took a calculated risk of trading Demko, trading Shilovs away. Collis Rogers Place said arena. Edmonton could have called it place. You mean arena? Why? Because Rogers Place like BC Place? Rutherford's decent. How injured is Florida? Barkov is the big one. Worst PK in the league. Goaltending is looking for... Yeah, Medvedev. I've heard a lot of comments. Thank God we drafted Medvedev. Crazy that there are people who believe you can't do a full rebuild of Canadian City. Montreal not only did one, they did a whole documentary titled Rebuild. You could argue Toronto kind of did it as well. And yes, in Canada, that's the qualifier. And obviously, you can state Chicago, San Jose, Anaheim, 3 really good examples. Even Detroit, a little bit. 6'4" D-man, Keaton Verhoff from Victoria, signed with North Dakota at 17. He'd be a beast for us, but maybe now number 1. Yes, I've heard that McKenna's not a slam dunk to be number 1. I'm hearing that a tiny bit more and more. Tolopil is supposed to be number 3 right now, but he's hurt. Coliseum was special to Pastor Dan. The concourse opening the arena was cool. Being able to go down the ice level and watch the players. That's true. Yeah, and now when I go to the Coliseum, it's either for Christian concerts or wrestling. Actually, wrestling's on Rogers Arena now. It's on Crave. Gotcha. I wish management would communicate better. It's hard to get stuff out of it. Well, he's been on After Hours. He talks to the media 3 or 4 times a year, but he doesn't say a lot. That's true. Rutherford is 75. Good point, Darren. Tom Clayman, honestly, sad to see the Sharks, Blackhawks, and Ducks becoming more dominant than the Canucks. Is it time for a rebuild? That's becoming more and more prevalent, isn't it, in the city? I'm not there yet. I'm not convinced. Getting there, though. Do you find season ticket members would have a harder time selling tickets if they want to when the team isn't doing good? Yes. Without a shadow of doubt, it's easier to sell tickets when the team is doing well. Would be Topio, but Abby kind of needs him right now. But isn't he hurt? Isn't that the bigger issue, that he's hurt? I have a single ticket even when the team does bad. I never had a hard time selling. Oh, okay, that's good. Visiting fan shop. Medvedev 2 or 3 years away. Yes, he just got drafted. It would be sweet if we got him and he stays. He's going to be on Team Canada this year. You mean junior, right? The After Hours with Yrvin was so awkward. I thought it was okay. Be the Stephen A version of hockey, Clay. For sure you get more views. Talk like Stephen A. Smith. I was going to imitate him, but I've never done it before, so I don't think it would be any good. Abby's taking a huge hit right now. Season ticket members are giving away tickets. They finally won in shootout last night after 11. So it was 11 games. Wow. Koskinen got a win in his debut and snapped the 11-game streak. Yes. Yes. We mentioned that a couple times, Japan 4 already. In this 11 straight. Yep. The idea behind Camp is that he takes defensive zones draw so Pedersen gets freed up for offense. Indeed, and he's much better penalty killer than he is even strength player. So he can be like even a more Teddy Bluger. Yes, Abby. That's what happens with the AHL teams, right? Especially if you're good at producing players and or you need the players like the Canucks do because of injury. Yeah, at least we got something for She Loves. Is Tolo going to be up tomorrow? We will see. I don't know. I haven't heard much about that. The Rogers Dome. Took me the longest time to call it Rogers Arena after calling it GM Place forever. If the Canucks got Rogers Place. Why do you like the name Rogers Place, Gerald? The Canucks franchise are like a drunk driver, always doing stupid thing and hooping all the good, loving fans around them. Not sure if I completely agree with that analogy. Yeah, Utah is also very good. What's your prediction of Vancouver's schedule up to the Olympics? Well, I'm not going to go game by game, but by then, I don't know. I don't think we're going to be in a playoff. I started the season thinking we were going to finish third. I have a hard time seeing us finishing third now. Center depth, and I don't see how adding them will hurt. Short-term fix, yes. Just sign him for the rest of this year. Clay's hairline is better than Stephen A's. Yeah, there's very few people that my hairline is better than, but Stephen A's is one of them. But I do find him very, very entertaining. How do you think we're going to do after the Olympics? I don't know, Simon. Simon, you got to ask me questions about here and now. I can't predict what's going to happen in February. I can't predict what's going to happen in March. You got to ask me stuff about right now. Like, I know you like my opinion. You want to hear what I think, but I don't like speculating because it's tough to do, right? I don't think the media is toxic in Vancouver. I think they're tough, but I don't think they're toxic. And I do think they can ask better questions, but I kind of say that every show, right? I take Camp for the PK alone. Do I know any billionaires that buy the Canucks? No, I don't. I work for the church. I don't know any billionaires. Imagine if we traded Demko instead of Shilas. What could we have gotten back? At least a first with the contract. If we had traded him before, no, it doesn't matter. I don't think we get a first for Demko. I think the goaltending market is very weak, and I think there would be a lot of buyer beware because of his injury. Camp video tomorrow. Sweet. Hi, Clay. Dino, myself, and my oldest daughter went to an event for WWE back in 2011 at the P&E. Now the PWHL will be playing there. Dino loves WWE. Awesome. That's Dino. That's another thing. We both love the Canucks and we both love wrestling. You think it's Anaheim and San Jose make the cut for the playoffs and stay? We're there in the standings. I think Anaheim is going to make it. I don't think San Jose is going to be there at the end. I see us finishing 4th or 5th. Line change agrees with Adam. Adrian Clayton, how important is it? Or Clay, yes, 99% of the time, it's very important. That's the answer. You don't have to finish the question. How important is it that Quinn Hughes is very important? Like, don't even let him finish the question next time. Just say very important. I believe in Adam Foote. I've not seen any footage of Bluger be on the trip. I know Adam Foote talked like he wasn't going to be. People were in Hughes for being abrupt in his media availability, but I don't blame him. Boy, do they ask some dumb questions. Yeah, I don't think that's his MO either. Who would be better than Camp deal-wise? Well, it depends. Are you talking about quality of player? Because there are a lot of players that are much better than him. In fact, like they're talking about Sharon Govich on Scaris and Price. There are a lot of players. I'd say Zaka's better, but you won't have to give anything up for Camp because he's a free agent. I haven't heard anything about Bluger except he was at practice at some point this week. Agreed on Anaheim making the playoffs. Feel bad for Manny. Teams almost always start bad like we do, and then they spank butt. Well, you're talking about they do better? We'll see. Hey, Ricardo from X, what do I think of a Canucks rebuild? I think they should be more open to it. I don't think they're there yet. What do I think? I think if you get any inkling that Quinn Hughes isn't going to stay, I think you seriously have to consider it. Mason McTavish is good. I like Sharangovich. I'm sure the PWHL will be on TV for sure. I like Braden Shen, but anytime someone asks me about a player, obviously it has to be, depends on what we are giving up. Okay, I'm going to try something just for the last 3 minutes. Ask me anything. So no Canucks, no hockey related questions. And I'm going to hold the line on that one. So 3 minutes of ask me anything. No Canucks questions, no hockey related questions. After this, who's my favorite Canucks reporter? I like a lot of them, and I don't think they watch my show, but I've had many on my show. I like elements of what JPAT does. I like elements of what Thomas Drance does. But the one and I really like the style of Ian McIntyre and Patrick Johnson. But when it comes to actual who I trust the most in terms of, and not all of those guys are news breakers, they are news commenters. I really like Rick Dollywall's style for sure. All right, no more hockey or Canucks related questions. Sushi today. No, but I did have a sukiyaki don that I bought at a sushi place last night where I ate dinner, and then I took it for lunch today. Well, you also asked the same thing. No, just sukiyaki don. Dream guest on the channel. You know, I'd love to have a Canuck player on, but a current Canuck player, but I don't think that's possible. You know, a former player, I know it would be Luongo. Luongo, because I think he'd be funny. I think he'd be insightful, and yeah, and he's my favorite player of all time. So let's go Luongo. What is the biggest reward working with my family over the past weekend? Thank you, Adrian. Adrian's in tune with my ministry. I've worked with Adrian before. It's like Gail was great. She was helping with hospitality. Sean was doing video and pictures, and then Jacob was leading a team, and Kayla was on that team. The biggest reward working with my family is the pride I get in seeing them unselfishly share their gifts and talents with other people. Because we're taught to share our gifts, our talents, our charisms, not to hide it under a bushel basket, so to speak, but to go out and share it with the world. And that's what the kids did on the weekend. I'm very, very proud of them. I'm not going to the Whitecaps playoffs. My son Sean is, though. Any more Vegas trips planned, or is that it for now? I know it's been 5 in the past 2 years. Maybe Christmas time, but it's not to see Canucks. It's because Gail's dad lives there and his health is up and down. So when the last couple of trips when we've gone down there, yes, we saw Backstreet Boys in July. We saw Bruno in August, but the August trip, a lot of it was family-based as well. I don't get flu shots. I wouldn't say I don't believe in them, but I never get them. Can we drag the stream past midnight? I think we're almost there. Why? What's special about Friday? Is it your birthday or something? Best restaurant near Metro? Ooh. I don't get to Burnaby a lot, but I do like Cactus Club. So if there's a Cactus Club that way, I'll pick that. But I don't know like a lot of Japanese places or anything that way. What is my dream car? You know, I'm not big on Porsche, Lamborghini. You know, at least these were the ones, Ferrari when I was growing up. My dream car now, you know, I would probably like a nice hybrid SUV. Like I drive a nice, the new car that I bought in the summer was a Honda Civic hybrid, which I love Honda Civics. That's all I drive. But you know, maybe a hybrid or electric SUV eventually. Like I don't need like any of these brand name cars, and I would just embarrass myself if I started to try and name some of them. Do I ever shop at Fujiya? Not a lot. No, I don't. Favorite spot downtown Vancouver for ice cream. I never get ice cream downtown. I get it in Steveston. If you had only one sport that was 2 sports put together, what would it be? Oh, that's an interesting one. Like to play or to watch? Yeah, Irvin, ask me again. Do you mean to play or to watch? Have you ever tried to roast pumpkin or squash seeds? No, I've not tried that. Have I seen Chad Powers? Nope. The main character is named Russell Holiday. He must be a cool, good-looking guy then. Simon, I'm skipping yours because I'm not doing hockey questions. Not because I don't like you, but I'm not doing any hockey questions. You said I should ask you this question every month and follow up. How do you feel about Sean getting married? I'm thrilled. We love his fiancée, Francesca. and they're planning well. Now we're talking about money, guests, that kind of thing. But I think they're ahead of the game in terms of planning for sure. Can we get Sean and Jacob on the channel soon? We'd love to hear their thoughts on the team. That could be arranged. Yeah, Friedman would be awesome. I tried to get him for my 24-hour live stream. If I ever became PM for Canuck for a day, what rule would I make? Oh, this is a good one. I would make a rule that if you don't know how to drive, you should stay off the road. I don't know how you police that, but that would be my rule. Favorite Backstreet Boy? Brian Luttrell. Brian. I used to follow UFC. Can I name at least one current fighter? George St. Pierre is retired, right? John Jones retired. Chael Sonnen, the Gracies, Ken Shamrock. Okay, recent guys. Anderson Silva, no, he's probably retired. Can I name a current fighter without looking it up? Conor McGregor, probably not. Oh, how about no, I can't. I can't name a current fighter. So I don't follow them anymore, but I used to. I just named all the old guys. Yeah, I won't highlight it because no hockey related questions. But Dustin, yeah, Dustin's very bright and he's really good on camera. Obviously, I watch a lot of stuff that him and Russell do. Didn't know you like wrestling. Oh, I love it. Steve Austin was my guy. Favorite wrestler? Ricky Steamboat by far, then Bret Hart, Kurt Hennig. I like all the technical guys. The guys that aren't the muscle heads, but can fly around the ring and technical. So my three favorites were Steamboat, Kurt Hennig, and Bret Hart, for sure. What? 20 years since Eddie Guerrero. Yes. Oh, no more Metrotown Cats Club. Happy that Cena won. Best ice cream. I answered this one, Ricardo. I don't know because I don't eat ice cream downtown. Do I think Tommy Invincible is going to be in the... Who's Tommy Invincible? I don't even know who that is. Who is that in Japan for? Crystal Mall is a good place. Awesome. It ain't done yet. High five. Anyway. So wait. Oh, I see what you're saying. So hold on. Gerald uses his monthly membership message. A member for 15 months now. Let's give him some love. Thank you, franchise member Gerald. Holding out hope that someone will upgrade so we can trigger the high five. Although I am going to wrap up pretty darn soon. But these, ask me anything, these go fast. I've done like almost 8 or 9 minutes already. Favorite book to read? The Bible. Do you have a favorite book series? No, I don't read a lot of books. I do like to read the Bible. I read religious stuff. I read leadership stuff. And I read Canucks books. Good question. You still need to contact me about the 24-hour live stream prize I won in your giveaway. Oh, no. Yeah, thank you for the reminder. I contacted the sponsor. And yes, I will connect you. Admittedly, I figured out all of the gift cards and stuff first, but I will connect you guys this weekend. What's easy to steal? My mom had her stolen 25 years ago. What were we talking about? I would turn off the internet on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh, I like that. Got food poisoning a few days. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What did you eat? You know, Yrvin works for them, right? So what did you eat? What did you eat Japan for? Gods of Eden. Who have I not seen live that I would love to see in concert? No, Bruno was a big one for me, a bucket list. New Edition for sure. New Edition for sure. Oh, I see that we got the high five. Let me just get to it real quick. No, I should do it right now. So Gerald upgrades himself to Hall of Fame, and he triggers the high five. So shout out to Gerald, who becomes He actually fulfilled 2 of the high five himself. He bought himself a franchise membership, and then he upgraded himself to Hall of Fame. So we have an upgrade, we have a new membership, we have a monthly membership message, we have a donation, and we have donation, monthly membership message, membership gift, and we have membership gifts. So thank you, Gerald. He has triggered a high five. I will figure out if I'm going to do it Sunday. I'll do it next week for sure. I'm just going to figure out when I'm going to do it because of, well, Sunday and Monday are both post games, and Sunday I just realized I can have a busy night at church. But I should probably let you guys know when it's going to be, right? In fairness to you. Okay, I might do, you know what? Let's do Tuesday night. Tuesday night, because Sunday and Monday will both be post games. So Tuesday night of next week, I will do the giveaway triggered by tonight's high five. So congratulations, and thank you to all of you for contributing and making it happen. That is awesome. So Tuesday night will be the giveaway stream. When I play golf, what score do you like to get? Do you mean what score? I'd like to get under 100, but it never happens. Place you want to travel you've never been before? Australia. Great question. Australia. Favorite finisher? I love Ricky Steamboat's flying body press, although it's probably the easiest one to kick out of. You think it'd be Roman versus Sikoa? That's fair. Favorite wrestling faction? I did like the Bloodline when it was the Sami Zayn story arc. And back in the day, I liked Demolition. I liked the Hart Foundation, the only tag team. I liked the Horsemen. Yeah, there's some good ones for sure. A movie you're looking forward to watch. The Michael Jackson biopic coming out soon. Dangerous Alliance is a good one, actually. Best golf course in BC. I'm not the best to ask this because I haven't played a lot of them, but a couple of the, Big Sky and Nicholas North, those are nice around Whistler for sure. Yes, new edition is touring with Boyce Men, Tony Braxton. I was looking at where the closest that they'll get to Vancouver. They're not even going to Washington State. Yes, they do have a date in Vegas. I saw that one. Yes. Hey, Justin. Nice to see you. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, I'm using a webcam tonight because my camera is here, but my connecting cable isn't. Okay, just going to wrap up here real quick. Stronger as a community. Thank you, Gerald. You're a big part of it for sure. Evolution was good. I'm not going to do it now. I gotta end. Now I want Cactus Tenders. The Ministry of Darkness. They were strange. Bret Hart was at the Calgary game. Oh, I didn't know that Japan 4. That's cool. I love Italian restaurants. My second favorite food behind Japanese food. I'm going to love it in Australia. Well, I got to book a ticket first, but thank you. New Day's fun. Shield was good. YVR Canucks fan. YVR Canucks fan. Who are you? I want to know who you are. Unless you don't want to reveal your identity. But thank you for the donation. Let's give some love to YVR Canucks fan. So thanks again for the $10 donation. Well, you guys are very generous tonight. And let's give some love to YVR. We all need to go visit Yrvin at Cactus. We'll do a CCC gathering. There's a good idea. New Day Rocks. Tommy Vincent's YouTube guy who has caught a lot of hype and has been winning championships in other leagues, and Cena referenced him. Wow. Okay. Thank you, Japan 4. I did not know that. Was that a yes or no for getting together for a beer bash? Oh, did you ask that? I'm not a big beer person, but I'll put together the bash and you guys can drink all the beer. All right. We are done. Yeah. Cactus Club Cafe would make sense, right? CCC. It markets itself. CCC at the CCC. So simple. Clay's Canucks commentary at the Cactus Club Cafe. And wow, you guys are awesome. Swervin Yrvin coming through with another donation. So thank you, Swervin Yrvin, legendary Swervin Yrvin with the $10 donation. I appreciate you. Let's give him some love. I don't love that Japan 4 got sick at the Lougheed Cactus Club, and C Edits likes the CCC at the CCC. Nice to see you, Ian. There's the window. All right. You guys are so good to me. Thank you. I'm so grateful to all of you. And yeah, this show went by, I don't know, you felt it. It went by really fast despite the bad camera and despite the fact that we basically had no Canucks. Well, the Quinn Hughes thing was kind of big that he missed practice, but no Canucks game to talk about. So a quick reminder, my next show is Sunday night. I will do the high five giveaway on Tuesday night. And I'm starting my morning shows the morning after, about last night, whatever you want to call it. Clay M, Canucks commentary, which is my favorite. Clay M in the AM. No, that doesn't make sense because what's Clay M? Clay M Canucks commentary starts Monday, November the 17th. Okay, friends, I'm going to wrap up now. So let's, another one. I've heard calm, cool, and collected. And you have content, calm, and collected. Yeah, there's a lot of CCCs. We can make CCCs out of a lot of things for sure, and not always good things. But you guys can figure that out later. I don't even know what that means actually. I'm just afraid of the acronyms. Okay, let's do this because what the heck? I don't have an early morning tomorrow. Here's the last question, and I'm going to highlight your responses for the next 2 minutes. Give me your best CCC acronyms. So we have Clay's Canucks commentary. We have Cactus Club Cafe. Give me your best CCC. Charming Chinese Catholic. Oh, that's good. Give me your best CCC. And I'll highlight. Why not? I'll highlight these for the last 2 minutes. Give me your best CCC acronyms, but I only highlight them if they're not. They gotta be clean, right? Could crave cereal. That is true. That is true. What other CCCs are there? Clay's cool cactuses. That could work. That could work. Clay's corny. Clay's cool chat. Maybe. Can complete cave. What does that mean? Oh, no, cave. Could catch Clay. Oh, Luke. Awesome, Luke. You're in Arizona. Awesome. Clay can cook. It's actually Clay can't cook, but thank you, Witten. Crazy Canuck content creator. Oh, yeah, that's right. In my 24-hour live stream, I called it the Canucks Canucks content creators. Yeah, CCC. That's the easy one. I like that. Canucks content creators. Clay's community connection. I like that. Too bad mukbang didn't start with a C. Clay can cook like Yan can cook, but it's Clay can't cook. Clay's Construction Corporation. What else? There's got to be something about cool and Clay or Christian and Clay or Catholic and Clay. Oh, you guys have some of those. I'm trying to think of a good Japanese food that starts with C. Cement, corn, clap. I don't even know what we're talking about now. Clay's Canuck connections. I like that. I like that very much. Okay, you guys got me thinking. These are really, really good. And we'll end with this one. Cotton candy cats. Okay, I don't even know what we're doing anymore. So my friend, Clay's Catholic community, that is true. That's what I try and build outside of this channel in my rear. The chronic couplets condition. Oh, very good, Justin. Clay's community corner. Clay's Canucks content community. We got a quadruple C there. OG Poppy Clay, Cotton Candy Clay, Cuckoo Clay, Clay Cool Canuck, Clay's Cool Kool-Aids. Okay, I don't even know where we're going with these, but I love them all. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support. Legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Line Change, legendary Brian Blingy Choi, legendary Carol Bovelander, legendary Swervin Yrvin, legendary Andrew Chang. And thanks to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. And thanks for getting us to the high five. And that was through. Russell, gifts of membership. Russell, monthly membership message. Lanky, monthly membership message. Swervin Yrvin, donation. Lanky, gifts of membership. Dino with the big dono. Gerald buys himself a membership, then upgrades. No, he did 3 actually. Buys himself a membership, uses a monthly membership, then he upgrades, which actually triggers the high five. Then we had Luke with the big donation, and then Swervin Yrvin with the big donation. You guys are very, very generous. And yes, we will do a giveaway next week sometime. Also, thanks to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Gas Jack Art, and Mulligan Golf Company. And to wrap these up, we have a Clay Crunchy Cali Roll, consistently crazed content. I like that. That's a good way to end. And it's funny, my bad joke tonight. By the way, last night's joke, it was abrupt because I think, didn't someone give a donation after my joke or during my joke? So the whole joke was, yesterday, it was a woman told the prison guard, yeah, don't work my husband too hard in the cell. And then the prison guard said back to the wife, well, all he does is eat and sleep. Like, he doesn't work hard. And the woman said, oh, that's funny. He told me that he's been digging a tunnel for months. So maybe you guys did get it. You just didn't think it was funny. The joke was that she gave away his plan to escape. Anyways, tonight's joke. Yeah, now it's Clay's corny joke commentary. Now, tonight's joke actually ties in well to one of the questions of what book do you read? So you ready? We're ready. Okay, so as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and thank you for putting up with this yellow-orange camera. So did you hear about the guy who only believed in 12.5% of the Bible? Yes, he only believed in 12.5% of the Bible. He was an atheist. An atheist. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.